Yeah, so I guess it's part two here. It's downloading. It's at like close to 1,700 out of 1,850. Now, there's several advantages to what I'm doing here. One is that people you're normally using whatever OS that you normally use, and there's no you're not going to be penalized for upgrading your hardware. Um, Literally, what will happen is that when I'm all done, the computer is going to look and act exactly the way it did before the hardware was upgraded. Also, if you're on a network where there's one computer that seems to be breaking down mechanically and another one isn't, you can move over the exact setup from one to the other. It's just the cost or time of copying. The virtual disk. Now, where am I at now? It's almost going to be ready to start installing. All these RPMs it's downloaded. Of course, there's a few more to install. That's the old computer over there that I replaced. When the person comes back to work on Monday, the only thing they're going to notice different about their computer is the fact that it's faster and the box looks different. I really probably should not let this go unsaid. This is really good cheddar cheese. Not that it matters. They don't sponsor me, but it's called Collier's Powerful Rush. If you like cheddar, that is the cheddar to get. Alright, so where are we at here? We're at 100. We're not 10% done with installing. We're almost there. Now, there is a couple things I could do actually right now. No, I'm going to wait. So, the additional things that I'm actually going to do, let's go over this stuff now. So, I'm going to install this package called SMB2K, and I'm going to put Conqueror on the desktop. I might as well do that now. I'm sorry, I've never liked Alpha. I never liked the way it looked. Anything like that. Now, once you have the SMB2K installed, when you click on Conqueror from the desktop, it'll ask you what you want to do. It's not there yet, so I can't really demonstrate it. And that's how you're able to access the network folders if you don't want to type SMB : in the browser and keep guessing. I'm going to install some HP printers for HP Lip. I'm going to install CodeHost for the Konica. And I'm going to install a PPD for a so I'm going to install PPD for the Konica and CodeHost for the Canon. I'm going to use SuSE's VirtualBox. I'm going to get the appropriate extension pack for SuSE's version of VirtualBox. Actually, I've already retrieved that and put it up on the... Gonna assign the IP number that's appropriate for the machine and give it the name that's appropriate for whoever I'm going to trade with. And then I'm going to install the guest editions inside of Windows 8. Windows 2000 doesn't have guest editions. I'm pretty sure Ubuntu 10.10 that I'm using there, which is the last known version of DOS-CMU that'll print the program I want to use without crashing. Going to do that. Then I'm going to go through all the settings. And one thing I did not do over at the new desk. Now, when you're using VirtualBox and you want to use it as a native, you just want to treat it like it's normal. Some people like to do Control P to print. I find it convenient sometimes. Unfortunately, the default for VirtualBox is if you hit Control P, it'll pause the virtual machine you're working on. So I've made some changes here to certain things I don't think I'm really going to use all that much. I actually have to go back to the other desk and put these changes in. Now, it takes a while to get the settings exactly the way you like them. I've taken screenshots of the Windows settings on this, was the old machine over there. Which adapter I used. What to say, was it bridge, you know, whole deal starting from the beginning. One thing I'm going to check on. For Windows 8, whether it can handle (3D or 2D) video acceleration. And I don't have that on, so I've unchecked. Let's go over these. The shared clipboard and the drag and drop basically allows you to copy and paste things between your virtual operating systems. Notice I'm not using a USB tablet, but that seems to work. I'm going to up the RAM, and you're able to assign the number of CPUs to your virtual machine and the amount of RAM. So I'm going to up that. from what was before. Now this PAE is only if you have a 32-bit operating system operating system, and you have more than 4 gigabytes of RAM and you want to use more than 4 gigabytes. Usually you can't do that in Windows, but there is a way to actually activate it. You just have to be bold enough to try one of these downloadable kernels that are available. Now, one of the pages that look a little more legit, and it will up it over 4 gigs of RAM. However, you might have other problems that come into play, such as Processing FX tax. In fact, I'll talk about that. For a little bit, I was too lazy to reinstall the 64-bit version of Windows and do it all over again. And so I enabled pay, and I used that questionable kernel out there. While we were using our tax program, it was programmed in such a way that it never anticipated that a 32-bit environment would be able to exceed 4 gigs of RAM. And when we were, sometime during the e-file process, we just upload the e-file and it would crash. There's a programming error. So sometimes programming parameters that people don't really think are going to happen, they'll leave bugs in there. They won't deal with bugs or bugs will come up that weren't found before because you have unusual parameters. So if you're using pay, I don't really suggest it in Windows. In Linux, you've always had that option, but I'm not quite sure what these things do, but they sound good, so I'm going to use them. Now, I don't know if the newer versions of VirtualBox can now handle 2D and 3D acceleration. I'm just going to keep it off. This allows you to actually control your VirtualBox from some other place, or take screenshots or movies of what's going on the screen. This is the virtual hard disk that I'm copying right now. 50 gigs. Now between SuSE 13.1 and 13.2, they've used some different kind of verbiage for where it used to be ETH0, now they got P3, P1, you know, these different weird things, but basically, so it makes things a little more difficult. It's another little change that annoyed me. But you just have to pick bridge adapter. I usually go with this Intel Pro, it works better. Now, if you're on a network and you have a Samba server, you want to set Samba to be max protocol equals NT1, otherwise your network traffic will be slow. I will say this about VirtualBox. USB printing doesn't work that well at all. Okay, it looks like I can look at these notifications. I'm going to do is I'm just going to reboot, because I didn't like the way that was. So I have just finished upgrading the distribution from 13.1 to 13.2. Now the grub thing might be mislabeled. I really don't care. It says OpenSUSE 13.1 versus 2. I'm not going to get excited about it. Also, another very good cheese. Comes out of Switzerland. It's called TT Le Mans. It's good. This is if you like really sharp cheeses. One really annoying thing I noticed last night is that it was doing kind of countdown here. What's the deal here? This machine seems to be special. This is good. Good cheese, man. And the crust is good too. It doesn't have any wax. Okay, there we go. Auto logs me in. Here's Yast. Software management. Now I might have a problem with the network connection. It's annoying. So if this doesn't okay, so I'm looking for something called SMB 2K. Or something like that. It's like $4K. Okay. Then something called HP Lip. That's from my network. If you got HP printers, you do want to install that. CodeHost does not come. You want to do VirtualBox, but you also want to use the Qt. Otherwise, the GUI does not work. Accept all that. Just okay. So there we go. Here's the deal. So go back into this damn thing. Do it again. It's like it doesn't want to believe me. The first time I set up this frickin' thing. It's annoying. I was on the phone with my mom for a while. Yeah, get out of the way. Yeah, okay. after doing it the second time, it'll finally believe that you don't want to use the network manager and go from there. Now, another problem with this is if you really want to use wireless, you can't. I mean, it'll take 8-9 hours to copy your 50 gigabyte hard drive. More power to you. Now, if you want to temporarily use this the network cable to go back to wireless, it's also annoying. Last time I checked, it seemed to want to hold on or not be able to come back to its Also, you also want to deactivate the firewall for the most part. And you can have it on there. You can dick around with port numbers and stuff. It comes with a good firewall. You just have to know what all the port numbers are for Sambo. I don't know if that's really true. Maybe a little more user friendly than that, but I just don't want to mess with it. The network cable has to be plugged in. And this is something that's really annoying because you go into KDE and you get this damned network manager that wants to play administrator. All right. Man, I hate this. How many times I had to go in here and delete configurations and add them back. Whoa. The other annoying thing is having to be sudo just to look at the Alright, so now there should be a network connection. P3, P1, whatever the hell that is. Server's not found. What the hell? Got on DNS. How about on cable connection? This shouldn't take that long. This clearly there's a bug, there's a workaround. It was a lot less time than me reinstalling everything. You can type in route to see where it's trying to go.